Hello everyone and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips, tricks and strategies that you can actually use to improve upon your chances of winning by up to 100%. So if you're new to this channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and update whenever we create a new video. So today we are actually sharing with you a top number one strategy that you can actually use for 100% bet wins when it ever comes to soccer match predictions. So the first step that you actually want to take is to make sure to locate your Play Store. As you can see on my device, on my mobile device, just make sure to locate your Play Store, click on it, and of course at the top search of it, type SofaScore as you can see here and click on search, and you are going to see this SofaScore app. It is the app which we are actually going to use to display this strategy that we are about to share with you. Once you are here, this is how it actually looks like from the inside once as you have successfully installed the app onto your device. And once the app installation has been completed, please make sure to come to open and click on it directly, and you are going to be taken to the inside of the app. By default, once as you are inside of the app, this is how it looks like from the inside by default. So in our today's strategy, we actually want to show you a trick and where to actually base your mind to come out with the best 100% picks for more wins when it comes to soccer prediction. And of course, you can still use this same strategy based on dates, as you can see here displayed at the side of this area here, which is actually the calendar date. You can click on it and select whatever date that you actually want to choose. But of course, in today's episode, I'll just choose the date by default as the 17th. And once that has been selected, make sure that this area is actually on football because we are dealing with football here. You can see if you click on the drop-headed arrow, as you can see here, you will see different categories of sports like in tennis and basketball and the rest. But here we are concentrating on football. Once that has been ticked, the next step that you actually want to do to implement this strategy is to come to this strip here, this stripe here. As you can see, just click on it and you see a section that says dropping out. As you can see here, just make sure to click on dropping out and you are going to be displayed with this kind of display. So once as you are here, you will see matches that have actually been displayed to you, as you can see it here by default. And of course, once as you are here, the next step that you want to take, you can see that at the top here we have different menus, like we have dropping out, we have trending out, we have high value out, top head to head, and of course top team strike. But here we are actually concentrating on the dropping out section, and I would like to actually show you a very big strategy, a good strategy that you can actually focus on to come out with the best pick for 100% win. And of course, once as you are here, the first step that you actually want to take is to only focus your eyes only on this dropping out that has a color that looks like yellow or pink or something like pink or yellow. You can see this one here, like this one here, like this, like this, like this. Anything that is red, just omit, just forget the red. Like as you can see it here, this one here is red, so just forget about the red section. And of course, we are only going to concentrate on the pink or on the yellow sign color, as you can see here on the drops. And of course, once as you are here, I will first of all want to navigate to this match here that says Napoli. So what you need to keep in mind is to actually look at the odds. I want to draw a line of odds that you actually concentrate on. And of course, if you see as an example, base here as Napoli versus Cremonese, you can see that the odds for Napoli to actually win, because you have one x2, which is actually, that is Napoli is 1 and Cremonese is 2. In other words, this one that is here is telling you that Napoli has a winning odd of 1.22 and it has dropped. It was 1.29, now it's 1.22. And you can see as the other one on the left, you can see also the odd is 12. In other words, in this case, they are telling you that Napoli has a favorite. Napoli is actually the favorite here. But how can we actually come out with the best picks? Of course, whenever you see an odd of a favorite team that is between 1.10 to 1.40 to 1.50, you can actually check it out for the favorite. Whenever you see an odd of between, as you can see it here as Westerlo and Genk, when the odd of the team is between above 1.50 and going above 5, 6, or 7, just always try to look at the possibility of either an over or an under goals. And of course, I would just want to apply this strategy now. For example, for Napoli, I will just click on Napoli directly. And once as I am on Napoli, the first step that I actually want to take is to make sure that you scroll to this area that says matches. Just click on matches and you are going to be taken to the section where you have match category. You have matches here. The first step that you actually want to take to find out if Napoli is going to be the favorite team based on the odds as they have given you for Napoli as 1 point. It was actually 1 point. Let me check again. It was actually 1.22 for Napoli. I will go back again and come to matches, as you can see here. So I'll come back to matches. The first thing you want to do is to come to Napoli in this area that says past matches. Concentrate your eyes here on this area that says past matches. Once as you are there, what you want to do is to click on the Napoli logo. You can see this Napoli logo here. Click on the Napoli logo. When you do that, the most recent, the matches of Napoli will actually be displayed to you. Just scroll down and what you want to do is to compare what team has Napoli actually played with and how was the score line, and compare it with the opponent team and see if they have also played with that same team. And from there, you are going to measure the strength power of Napoli, since Napoli is the favorite here. So in this case, Napoli has actually played with Juventus, and Napoli actually beat Juventus 5-1. They have also played with Sampdoria, and they have also played with Inter. So we are going to check the next opponent to see if they have actually played with any of these teams most recently. Because if you can check, you can see that the date that they actually played these matches was this same year, 2023. You can see it here. So always make sure to check the strength power of that particular team as favorite and compare with its opponent to see how they actually played with that same team and compare the team strength. So I will go now, since I already know that Napoli has played with Juventus and also Sampdoria and Inter. I will also go now to the opponent team and also click on the logo to see if they have actually played with any of the team that Napoli has played with and compare the strength. So I'll just click on the opponent team, which is Cremonese. I'll click on the Cremonese logo as well and check if they have most recently had matches with the teams that Napoli have actually played with. If I scroll down, I can see, of course, this is it here. Cremonese has played with Juventus. You can see Juventus actually beat Cremonese 1-0 when Juventus was away. But if you check on the other hand, you saw that Napoli actually played with Juventus this same year, 2023 as well, and it beat Juventus 5-1. But Juventus was able to beat Cremonese. This is actually telling you that Juventus, that Napoli has a very high offensive power. And of course, once as you have compared that the strength now of Napoli is greater than Cremonese based on the team that they have actually played with, then of course you can see it very clearly that Napoli has an upper hand in this match. And once you see this case, you can see that if, let's go back again, if Napoli, let's click on Napoli logo. If Napoli has actually played with Juventus and is able to beat Juventus 5-1, but Juventus has played with Cremonese, which is the most recent thing which Napoli has to play with. but that Juventus can beat Cremonese 1-0, for which Napoli can beat Juventus 5-1. In other words, Juventus is stronger than Cremonese. If Juventus is stronger than Cremonese and Juventus is able to beat Cremonese and Napoli is able to beat Juventus 5-1, it means that there are two possibilities here. The first possibility is Napoli to beat Cremonese now in this most recent in this game between Napoli and Cremonese. It means that Napoli is able to beat Cremonese in this game which would be played. And of course, that is one of the possibility. And the second possibility is the fact that since Napoli was able to beat Juventus 5-1, of course, it also means that the possibility of an over 1.5 goal for match between Napoli and Cremonese is also very, very possible. And secondly, the possibility of an over 2.5 goal is also a very big possibility to occur in this match. Once you can see this, of course, you'll be able to come out with one of the best pick of the day, like an example, Napoli to win as one of the possibility in this game as an example, and also an over 1.5 as the second possibility to occur in this match. Once that has been done, just make sure to come back again and try to look on the second match, which is actually, like in this case, Belgium. That's Belgium First Division. In the first case, it was actually um, the Italy Cup. You can see it was Italy Cup, Napoli versus Cremonese. This time around, you can move to the next match, and as an example, in this case, we have in the Belgium First Division A. And of course, this sign here is actually yellow. It's not red. If it was red, it would have omitted it. But since as it is yellow, or maybe a pink, as you can see it, in this case, pink, pink, and it's kind of yellow here. So I'm going now for the next match, which is actually KVC Westerlo with KROC Genk. Now the odds here is actually between is that is for Westerlos is 4.20, while that of Genk is 1.75. In other words, the favorite team here is actually Genk, but of course the odds of Genk as the favorite is very, very high. If the odds was between 1.10 to 1.40 or 50, as in the case of Napoli, which was actually 1.22, then of course would have actually looked at the possibility of a straight win. But since in this case the odds of Genk to actually win here as the favorite team is already above 1 point, between 1.10 to 1.50. This time we are not going to look for a straight win as in the case of Napoli that we have explained. In this case, we are actually only going to look at the possibility of either goals to occur in this match, either over goals or an under goals. So we are actually going to make a check here to see which pick we are actually going to come out with. So if I click directly on this match and also try to screw, like in this case, if I look at standing table here, you are going to see that Genk actually is the best in the table here. Having played 20 matches, 17 wins and 1 draw, 2 losses, 49 goals have been scored and 17 goals have been conceded. In other words, they are really good. But the fact that the odds is 1.75 is really big, and also they are playing away, the possibility of just taking a straight win for Genk is a risky possibility. So of course, in this case, we are going to look at possibility of goals. But how many goals are we going to look at? This is what we are actually going to check. And of course, we are going to check that based on the matches played between this team. Once we come at the match section, just scroll again down and try to locate, let's go right down and try to locate the section where we are going to see the logos of these two teams. You can see in the past match section, we have the logo for Westerlo and we have that for Genk. So we'll just click on the favorite team. Always first of all check on the logo of the favorite and see which matches they have actually played and which teams they have actually played with. In this case, I will check on Genk. I will click on Genk logo, click on its logo, and matches will be displayed to you. In this case, most recent matches played You can see Genk has played with Zulte Waregem 1-0. They have actually played with Royal Antwerp. They'll have a loss. They have actually played with Club Brugge in this 2023. Please make sure to check the most recent date. Like in this case, we are in 2023. So they have actually played with 3 matches. They have had 3 matches in this year. And we have it with Club Brugge. With Club Brugge, they actually win Club Brugge 3-1. With Royal Antwerp 3-0. With Genk 1-0. So I will now go to check its opponent to see if they have had any match with this and compare the goal line possibility. Since the odds is already above 1.10 to 1.50, we are not actually going to give Genk a straight win. We are actually going to look only at the possibilities of goals. So if at all they have a good stance and the possibility of goals to actually occur is greater to beat the opponent, then we can as well look for a double chance for the away team. So now I already have 3 matches that is 3 teams they have played with. That's Club Brugge. They have uh, Club Brugge as one of them. We have Royal Antwerp and Zulte Waregem. I will go now and click on the logo of the opponent to compare the matches. So in this year 2023, we can see, yes, they have played with Club Brugge. You can see it here. They played with Club Brugge same way as Genk has played with Club Brugge. And what happened? When they played with Club Brugge, they actually had a win and they beat Club Brugge 1-0. They have also played with Royal Antwerp. You can see they had a draw possibility with Royal Antwerp of 3-3. So in this case, they have played with 2 games. That is 2 of the games. You can see it was just December. The month of December is not very far from now, the month of January, which is thus a 1 month or few months difference. Just always look at the line of between the most recent games played, which is not too far, at least a 3 months to 4 months gap. And of course, here with Royal Antwerp, they has 3-3, and with Club Brugge 1-0. Let's go back again here for Genk, Club Brugge. Let's check. 3-1 for Club Brugge. But the opponents actually had with Club Brugge, you can see they had 1-0 for Club Brugge. In other words, if Genk can beat Club Brugge 3-1, but its opponent is able to beat Club Brugge 1-0. In other words, if Genk could beat Club Brugge up to 3 goals, for which Club Brugge's strength is almost equal with that of with that of the opponent, with that of Westerlo. In other words, we are looking at the possibility of an over 1.5 goal here, because of course, in other words, Club Brugge, in other words, Genk, we have to make sure that the possibility of goal is here, and of course, the opponent will also, which Westerlo will also want to put goal in this case, and of course, in this line, we are actually looking now at the possibility of an over 1.5 goals. No, now let's look at Royal Antwerp. You can see, you can conclude this at the fact that Genk actually had a loss with Royal Antwerp of up to 3-0, for which the opponent actually had 3-3 with Royal Antwerp. You can see it here. You can see it here, 3-3 with Royal Antwerp. You can see. In other words, if Genk, which is the favorite team, had a loss with Royal Antwerp, and in the case of Westerlo, Westerlo was able to have a draw of 3-3 with Westerlo. In other words, even though Genk is stronger than Westerlo, but Westerlo also has shown that it is able to put goals with a team which is able to beat Genk that is stronger than Westerlo. And of course, in this case, you can look at the possibility that Westerlo will have that possibility of having a goal. In this case, the possibility of even giving a double chance for Genk is a very risky factor, because if Westerlo could able to have a draw of 3-3 with Royal Antwerp FC, for which the Royal Antwerp is able to beat Genk, which is more stronger, as you can see it here. He had a loss with Royal Antwerp FC, for which this Royal Antwerp SC actually had a draw with the team which we even think was a weaker team. You can see Royal Antwerp FC. They had a draw of 3 goals. It means that Even though Genk is stronger, if you give Genk the possibility of a double chance, you might have a loss here. Instead of looking at double chance or the favorite for Genk, do not look at that direction. Instead, go for goals. That is why I've said once, as you are always here, I want to say it again. When you see this yellow, when you see this either pink or yellow lines, when the odds of the favorite is between 1.10 to 1.50 for the favorite team, then make sure to actually go for a straight win, double chance for that team, as we have seen in the case of Napoli versus Cremonese. But when the odds of the favorite is already above 1.50, as in the case of Westerlo versus Genk, when the odd of the favorite is Genk or any other team that you find is above 1.50, please do not look again at the possibility of a straight win or double chance for that team if you have not checked. Only look at the possibility of an over 1.5 goals or 2.5 goals, as we have seen in the case of Westerlo and Genk. So I will try to repeat again, and you are going to repeat all this strategy in the next matches that you are going to see, as you can see them down here. I will not want to go for every of these matches because this tutorial is going to be very long. So of course, I want to say it again. When the odds of the favorite team is between 1.10 and 1.50, then you can actually go for a straight win from the favorite or a double chance for the favorite. That is the first tip. The second tip is when the odds of the favorite is already above 1.50 and going more upward, then do not look at the possibility of a straight win for that favorite. Instead, look at the possibility of goals to occur in that match as an over 1.5 or 2.5 goals. The third tip is do not select matches to actually pick which has a drop that is red, as you can see here. Always look at the possibility of the pink or yellow, as you can see here. So we have three line of or tips that we are actually sharing with you in this case. The first is the odds of the favorite, which is between 1.10 and 1.50. Then you can go for a straight win or double chance for that favorite once you have checked. Secondly, when the odds of the favorite is above 1.50 and going upward, do not go for a straight win. Instead, look at the possibility of either an over 1.5 or 2.5 goals, or as we have seen in the case of Westerlo versus Genk. And the third possibility is, the third tips is, please do not select the matches of drop order has red signs, as you can see it here. Only go for pink and yellow. So these are actually the best strategy that you can actually use to come up with the best picks when it comes to soccer match predictions. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we post a new video. And see you again in our next episode. Bye bye.